Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We are here for episode 1 of Not Your Average podcast. This is a conversation where we dive into topics that y'all might not be used to hearing in other podcasts. You know, we touch on life and what it means to be men, husbands, fathers, and so on and so forth. And we talk about, not being average, and what we do to strive to be better than average and to not get complacent, and the things that keep us being to striving to better ourselves and our lives. So I am Deshaun.
I'm DJ.
David.
Snug.
Yes sir. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling today?
Man,
Feeling good, man. Feeling good.
Blessed.
Feeling good. Blessings to be here,
Yes
brother.
sir. Yes
Birthday,
sir. Yes,
birthday
sir.
a few days ago. I'm Gucci.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Mike.
birthday,
boy.
Mike.
How young are you?
I'm 36.
I'm 36.
Okay.
Man.
Looking good, you know what I'm saying? Skin good, you know what I'm saying? Taking care of
It's got
yourself.
a skincare regimen.
So, I want to bring up before we jump in. We was talking we had a meeting at the cigar lounge the other day, and I left early. And y'all hit the group chat saying, "Damn, Deshaun, you shouldn't have left early. There was a lot of gems being dropped."
Mm-hmm.
What I missed? Give me a little something on what I missed. Just a little quick little.
Shit. Man, it was just some jail.
DJ was dropping them.
I know
DJ
you
was
said
hitting.
y'all was talking about like
Dom,
being husbands, wives, or not being wives.
And
but
being wives.
talking
Yeah,
about
being wife, yeah.
talking about y'all wives. Like what's something that I might have missed?
No, it was just really pouring into each other, just whatever issues that we may have had as husbands or fathers, like, things that we're trying to work on. But it was good to just hear different perspectives.
Okay.
Like,
Iron
and
sharpening iron.
yeah, and really Snug, you dropped a bar with the pencil sharpener and the layers.
yeah.
Yeah.
Man, yeah. But that's really what it was, I think the biggest thing that I took away from that convo was, and this analogy I always use is we were looking in the mirror and not looking through the window. So we're only looking at ourselves and what we could do instead of looking and see what everybody else is doing.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, we can only control our actions and our feelings and stuff. No matter what we do or say, we don't necessarily know how the other person's going to take it.
I like that. Okay.
Yeah, rocking.
All right. Well, look, we're gonna go ahead and jump in, and this being our first episode, I feel it's only right that we dive into who we are as individuals, so the people who don't know us, they get to know us a little bit about us. Of course, they'll get to know us more throughout
course.
as we
Season.
release.
Yeah,
But I
most
think it's
definitely.
only right that our first episode be kind of like an introductory episode of who we all are.
But
Yep.
Let's go with Snug first.
All right.
Snug, tell us who you are.
your boy Snug. Government name is Grant. Mom, he gave me Snug when I was younger.
You know why she
Everybody
gave
caught on. Yeah, so the Snuggly Soft Bear.
you?
They said the baby, I look like that bear.
As
So-
a baby? What about now?
Same bear. It's a little grizzly bear now.
I ain't know that. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So that was mom's doing. Born and raised in Vegas. Grew up on the west side.
Yup.
At the high school in Cheyenne High School. Married, 2 kids, boy and girl.
So for people who not from Vegas, they don't know nothing about the West Side.
Zip code
Give
89106.
Give them a little bit a rundown on what the West Side is like, just so they can kind
Historical
of know.
west side. Moulin Rouge and all that though. The
Okay.
old
would you-
Doolittle.
In 2 or 3 sentences, how would you describe the West Side?
There was history
I
and
was just about to say that.
culture there, like
Okay.
back in that time.
Okay.
You know, who from Northtown is like newer Northtown. Is like, newer Las Vegas. So, be on the west side, you meet good and bad, mob. They was over there too, Moulin Rouge and all that. Old Doolittle.
And demographic wise, it's I would say the West Side is it's the hub for black folks out here. You know.
Yeah.
So like if
Bunch of athletes
anybody
came
who's
West
from
Coast.
Vegas, if you tell them you mention the West Side, they
Mhm.
already basically know what
Who
type
you-
of cloth you cut from.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean,
basically.
Okay. Grew up on the west side.
Mhm.
All right.
Police officer.
What
Yeah.
type of police officer?
A special kind.
No, I mention that because I like, again, black folks, we don't
Yeah.
got the best relationship with police officers, but
Be myself.
You-
I ain't changing up.
you being CCSD,
Mhm.
again, like you protecting our children, I
Yeah.
think that one's going to get the most respect from.
For sure.
Facts.
Okay.
For sure.
You know,
100%, bro.
that's me though.
All right.
Snoop.
Let's go, Mac.
David.
Mac Truck.
I got so many names. David. They call me D-Mac back in the day. More games now, whatever, David. I went to China High School as well. Graduated 2007. Born and raised in Vegas. Played lacrosse football. Now I'm an electrician. Bodybuild. Wife. Two boys, Braden and Trey. Wife named Sarah. You own Wiener Kitchen food truck. Man, I'm a coach now. Coach Little League football. 6U. I love coaching. Love being around people. Love helping. Man, I'm real big into. About me, I'm real big into fitness and health. Growing up as a real big ass kid, not a healthy kid. So as the time went on, seeing people get older and older, and not take advantage of their health and waiting to get bad results from the doctors. Then taking control of health, it bothered me. So I wanted to be that shining light to really be the person that's going to really push health, and people know me from my past life when I was younger, seeing how I am, how I was then, and how I am now. It gives people inspiration and inspired to just be better in life. You know what I mean? You're not promised tomorrow, so I'm big on that. And that's it, man. Just hear my boys and stuff, man. I want to be here and help somebody out, touch somebody. You know what I mean? That's our purpose on earth. So that's me.
Deej.
Yup. DJ Campbell. Government name is Darian Campbell Jr.
Darian Lamar Campbell Jr. You know what I'm
Junior.
saying?
Please say the junior. Also born and raised here in Vegas.
Let's go.
West Side, baby. Winslow
go.
Park, if you know, you know.
Well,
89106. Graduated from Cheyenne. We all graduated from Cheyenne together, 2007. Went on to play college football at Cal up in the Bay Area. Played there for 4 years. Fortunate enough, blessed to get drafted by the Carolina Panthers.
Let's go.
In the 2012 NFL draft. Played with the Panthers, Dolphins, 49ers. Retired there after 4 years. Moved back home. Actually became a juvenile parole officer, which I actually enjoyed. And then worked that for 2 years. Had the itch, missed football, so actually became a special ed teacher. And started coaching at Centennial High School back in 2018, which is where I still work. And now I'm going into my third year as the head football coach at Centennial.
Dang,
It's only year 3.
in your first 2 years, ended with a state champ.
Back-to-back state.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So, but no, man, I feel like my purpose right now is to inspire. I use my experiences and my life story to be able to give somebody the knowledge and the tools and the gems so that they can succeed, regardless of what their situation is, you know.
Circumstances, yeah.
So, oh yeah, that's me.
Okay.
Sean,
I'm Deshaun Flake.
Deshaun Juwan Flake.
Deshaun
Shiny P.
Jawan. Got a little
Shiny
ring to
P.
it. DE_SEAN. Don't hit me with the SH stuff. None of that. And don't forget the space, DE space. Deshaun Flake. I'm a native, born and raised here in Las Vegas, Nevada. I am a husband. Going on 2 years of marriage.
2.
Yeah, please be right. I have 2 children, a 5-year-old daughter named Nandi, and a 1-year-old son. His name is Deshaun. I like to put emphasis on the fact that before me and my wife had kids, we decided that I would name the girls and she would name the boys. So a lot of times when people, or not a lot of times, but I've had people say when they know my son's name is Deshaun, they be like, "Oh, you so full of yourself. You had a name," and I had to make sure people know it wasn't even my decision. Like my wife, she chose that. So
Dope.
father of 2, do plan on having more eventually. Graduated from Cheyenne, like my guys here. And yeah, I'm just I'm a knowledge seeker. Keep my head in a book. don't even have a TV in my room. Not a big TV watcher. I like to stay active. Very health conscious individual. I do believe health is wealth.
100%.
So
100%.
I live my life and am proud to be a vegan. One of the reasons I became vegan, I like to mention this also, is I was watching a TED Talk from a marketing executive, and there was a quote that she threw at the end of her speech, and the quote was, because she was talking about all the tricks that they use in marketing to play mind games with people to get them to buy. They'll market it as a new product, but it's really the same stuff that they've been selling. And she said they able to get off on that stuff and get away with it because the power of willful ignorance cannot be overstated. So when I heard that, it hit me like a ton of bricks. And all I could hear in the back of my head was my mom saying, if you know better, you got to do better. So that's when I made my change. So, health conscious individual, knowledge seeker, grew up without a father. My mom did a great job. And I think that's something a lot of
Shout
us
out to
have
Miss
in common.
Madonna.
So yeah, that's who I am.
I got to go back. I forgot to mention my own family.
Oh,
yeah, touch on it. Yeah.
Married almost 10 years now
Let's go.
to my first middle school crush, my first ever crush, really.
Okay.
Yep, Miss Alacia Campbell. We met at West Middle School, 6th grade. Sedway Middle School after that. I got 2 boys, Jordan and Elijah.
She went to Sedway too?
Yeah, we went to West and Sedway together.
Oh, man. Okay.
Swangston. All
Stop
day.
it, please.
Thunderbirds.
Thunderbird.
Anyways,
Oh,
but yeah, got 2 boys, Jordan and Elijah, 6 and 8 years old.
Jump man.
got my
Yeah.
Eli.
Yep.
That's what's up.
Okay. So again, with this being an introductory episode, I got to know a little bit about who we are. Definitely there's more to us individually.
Layers.
Y'all will get to know more about us as we move forward in these episodes. But I want to talk about how we all know each other. So I think we should, because I'm the last one as far as
In the
like
crew.
all y'all knew each other before high school.
Yeah.
So let's go with Mac and DJ.
Shoot, me and
Pop it off.
me and DJ. So shoot, me and DJ, our bond, our friendship, it was created off trauma. We played football together, like second grade.
Second grade.
Got on the team and not knowing, what we were going through. But I lost my dad when I was 5, and his mom was murdered. I think he was 6.
6.
So us getting on the team together, we playing,
What
and
age
then
was this when y'all got on the team together?
With 7.
Seven. So yeah.
So
So it's now hidden, like mentally, our parents ain't coming back. So that bond carried us throughout freaking elementary, middle school, high school, and we've always been close, man. It's been my dog, and that bond was so tight because we know what each other's feeling at the time. We know the pain we feel, and we can be vulnerable with each other when we can feel something wrong. We don't have the words to say it. We just know. So that's why me and him been rocking since we was babies. You know what I mean? So that's our relationship. That's how tight we are from
So
there.
that's what made y'all click versus all the other teammates. That
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a very close knit team, like group growing up, like playing with the Sunrise Dolphins, NYFL growing up. But it was just something different about our relationship. And as kids, we didn't even really understand it because we were so young. But like as we got older, like we really was like, this is what we really bonded over. So when he was having feelings, I was having feelings. It's kind of like one of those like I already know. You know what I'm saying?
Did y'all click immediately when y'all met? Or?
Immediately.
Oh, immediately.
Immediately.
Our parents, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
that was already off the rip, our parents. But then, so by our parents clicking on the team too, but us too, like this, we just felt it, man. It's just people, you can tell somebody has a something they're fighting for, something they're holding, like you can feel somebody feeling a little heavy.
Right.
And it is, when you talk to somebody, you can feel they really understand what you're saying to you and vulnerable with, you know what I mean? So that really clicked.
You know what's crazy is, and David know, I think the moment where I really knew like that vulnerability was really what kept us like locked in was when we graduated high school.
Oh man, that was crazy.
Boy, when we graduated. So, you know, we alphabetical order, you know, blah, blah, blah. So after that, last name Campbell, I'm one of the first ones out. And I remember, bro, all I did was as soon as I exited the Thomas and Mack, I waited for David.
Yeah.
I waited for him. And so I remember as soon as it's crazy, bro. As soon as I saw David like come through, you could see the emotion on his face.
I remember.
Bro, you could see the emotion on his face. And as soon as I saw him, we hugged and we both just cried.
Yeah.
Because we knew exactly why we were crying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I knew it was his dad. I knew it was my mom's. That's how I knew that, yeah, we locked in.
We locked in for sure. Yeah.
How y'all two know each other? How Snug and Mac? How do y'all know each
Middle
other?
school.
Middle school.
I think I had a class with David.
Yeah, I think it was
Sixth grade? Still
Yeah.
Sixth grade.
Sixth
Yeah.
grade.
And our parents
In
grew
the
up
class,
too.
I was going crazy in the class. Crazy. And, you
Class
know,
clown?
he was sitting by me. He's like, yo, chill out, man. I ain't chilling on nothing. If you don't know me yet, I ain't chilling on nothing. And then basketball in
8th grade.
yeah.
Wait, what class though?
I don't know.
It might have been like
It was only one class y'all had together?
Yeah,
Yeah,
only
we
one
had
class.
one. Yeah.
Okay,
I know
okay.
way smarter than me. I was. You know. But yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So it was that one class. But I think that class was probably loaded with like
everybody.
everybody was in that class.
I think we clicked though our 8th grade year.
Anyway, yep.
Basketball.
Yep.
I should have been starting over. I should have been
Bro,
starting
stop
over.
it.
I should have been starting. I was
No.
He had a
cold.
little shot on you, know. I give him
Shot.
that.
I
He had a
should've
little shot on you, but
started.
it's horrible.
Basketball?
Yeah, I played basketball.
nothing
I
else.
should have started. And then,
Yep.
you know, he's coach's pet. So coach let him start.
Coach that who?
Bro, I can't imagine
All
seeing
we
you in a
had was
basketball.
Mario.
That's some facts.
He didn't get 50. We ain't
Bro, you
winning.
remember when he tried out freshman year?
I do, but I want to see a picture
tried
with you,
out?
your little short, stocky self, in some basketball shoes
I was
and a
hooping,
basketball
bro.
uniform.
I had contacts on, honey,
Oh,
honey
you
contacts,
was-
and I had the beard.
Hey,
going.
finish, bro.
Horrible. Shoes was so sad.
So
What's the shoes, bro?
Comicals,
Comicals, yeah, bro. Hey, as a parent, I think when we played Segway and like he was running out,
Y'all didn't play
somebody
us.
said, "Yo, whose daddy
Y'all didn't play
is
us.
warming up with him?"
Y'all didn't play
It
us.
was him.
Y'all didn't play
It
us.
was that way.
Yeah,
It
that
was
full
that
chin
way.
strap, buddy.
Somebody else, probably West. No, probably it was Von Tobel, I think.
One toe, bro.
So who's daddy?
Bro,
I had a beard.
it had a full chin strap.
on his
on
had a
it.
ass.
whole
The parent was
beard.
like, "Yo, who's dad out there
Whole beard.
warming up with him?" Like, yo,
I got
That's
that
how
shirt
you know
early.
you look old, because you was already short.
I know, bro.
Yeah.
And then I'm leading everybody out basketball. Goofball.
dribble. It's horrible.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
I was fire, bro.
No.
Call me Di. David Iverson,
No,
bro.
who called you that?
I did.
Nobody on the
myself.
team called you
I
that.
had all the Iversons.
Nobody on the team
It was,
called you
That's because
DI.
y'all knew better. I'm just myself, self-proclaimed.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's
When-
how that's our relationship.
When did you, Snug, when did you meet DJ?
I've always known him. But I think
Dog catchers.
yeah, I think it had it was him talking to Cap, and Cap called me over, and he was like, "Yo, bro, this DJ." I'm like, "I don't care, nigga.
Man.
When was this?
R.I.P.
Baby, don't care." You know what I mean?
Was this when y'all was playing for the
We
dog
was
catchers?
younger,
We
like
was-
yeah,
we was
like
young,
super
bro.
young.
And this was baseball?
No,
Or dog catchers?
No, this was
basketball?
Basketball.
this was basketball.
Yeah,
Because
basketball.
How old was y'all?
Like,
second, third grade.
yeah, something like that. Yo.
Yeah, playing for the dog catchers, second,
Yeah.
third grade. And it was a whole the dog catchers camp was it was loaded.
Everybody going there.
Bro, anybody who was probably somebody back then
Came through the dog.
came through the dog
Oh,
catchers.
for sure.
Yeah.
Anybody. But yeah, so that's crazy. Like we clicked through Cap.
Yeah.
Really, Cap was the one who connected us.
Yeah.
You know,
And Cap was horrible in basketball.
terrible.
Horrible.
He was a football player.
But
Knocked
they
your
knew
block
each
off.
other. And he was like, "Yo, Snook, come here." I'm like, "Yo, what's up?" He's like, "Yo." I'm like,
What this as?
Here?
This at a practice or something?
I forget. We probably were, but we used to just hang around Doolittle,
Yeah,
just
So
just
y'all-
all the
just
time.
hanging
Just
around.
Dude,
Yeah,
kicking it? Okay.
man, miss our boy Cap though.
Yeah.
Boy.
Yeah, all right.
Fly high cap.
Man,
Fly high
boy,
cap.
For sure. So I was the latest edition. I met everybody freshman year in high school.
no,
What?
No. Vegas Stealth.
You didn't run?
You was practicing. I was always on the playing on the hill.
Did we
What?
meet?
Yeah, we met, but like not like click like that.
I know, but
Yeah.
because I don't remember.
Yeah. Cause Montreal,
Dang,
he used
yes.
to talk about it, like, yeah, man, Sean, you don't know. I'm like, no, you know what I mean? Like, he introduced us, but it wasn't like, hey, man, come over here and play, cause he was on the
Okay.
field.
Okay.
We was on the side, like, playing football and shit. But
Yeah, Trell wasn't no joke. I remember they sent me to go. He was the long jump coach, and they was like, Sean, go do long jump. And Trell, he hardball. It was like, they sent you over here. I was like, yeah. They said I could jump. They see me playing around before practice, and they thought I'd be good. He was like, because I was always a little kid. He's like, all right, let me see what you got. Go do it long. And this was, I don't remember how old I was, but my first jump, at the age that group that I was in, I jumped like 15 feet, and that was legit. He was like, "Oh yeah, okay, yeah, you can stay over here. You're gonna stay over here." Okay,
Yeah.
so I don't remember that, but when we clicked, I would say it was freshman
year.
All
Freshman football team.
you know what I mean?
deep too.
Two a days.
We was deep.
Super deep. Best 9-0.
It was fire.
Best team. I wish they wouldn't have split us up because we would have had state championships.
Man.
If Cane
So
Springs
many
didn't get
years.
built, if Cane Springs didn't get built,
Legacy.
Legacy was around with us. We didn't play Legacy.
They
at all.
came senior year.
Yeah.
We didn't play them at all.
No. Hey, listen.
Yeah.
I don't care whoever else out there. If they would have never built all them schools, nobody was beating Cheyenne.
Ever.
The talent was
None.
Crazy.
Tough.
Because they built Cane Springs, Shadow Ridge
Shadow
took from
Ridge.
us as well.
Yeah, Shadow Ridge.
Eventually, Legacy was built,
Arborview.
and then Arborview. All those schools was built while we was in while we was in school. Yeah,
Crazy.
argue with your mama.
So yeah, freshman year, me and Mac clicked when I had to earn his respect. I would tell this story to the day I die. I would never let this story go. So at the practice, we would a lot of us would have to wait.
In the front of the school.
No, it
by
was
the
behind
softball
by the
field.
softball field.
Oh yeah.
And again, I was a little kid, little skinny kid, short, and everybody used to pick on me because I was little, and Mac felt like he wanted to mess with me, and I never was the one for jokes and games. And we got to wrestling, and him being a heavy set boy, me being a little small skinny kid,
He fold you up, bro?
I picked him
picked
up
up,
and dipped him, slammed him on his
Slammed
back
him.
on the
Got me
concrete,
crazy.
and he was like, "Oh, okay, well, yeah." So from then on, I earned my boy respect, and he
He
was
earned
like,
it.
"Yeah, we cool, we click."
We lived right by each other.
Yeah, me and DJ lived right by each other. I remember one day I drove since I got my license at 15 3/4. Back then, that was the law. You can get your permit at 15 and a half. You can get your license at
15
So I was
3/4.
driving for the longest. And one day I had a super migraine.
Oh,
And I don't know, were you driving at the time?
Yes,
Did
I
you
was.
have your license?
Yes, I did. I remember this.
And DJ had to drive home, and I had my head out the window so I could get some fresh air, right?
You want to throw up, bros?
I just needed and DJ, it was one of them where you pulling out into traffic to turn, but you gotta wait on both
Yeah.
directions to
Yeah.
clear before you could turn. So that inside lane must have been open, but the outside lanes, it was cars. So DJ pulled out to make a left turn, and I don't know, he must have got too close or something, but a car drove by and they honked the horn because I guess they was about to hit us.
Yeah.
And mind you, my window down and my head out, and I couldn't drive because I had a migraine. So I heard a beep, and I felt like that horn was inside my head, bro. Felt like my head was about to explode. So yeah, me and DJ lived by each other, so that's how we clicked.
Sean was the only person, because you know how your parents be like, "Hey, can't nobody get in your car? Like you can only drive this person, bro. Only people who could get in my car because." You had your car. You had the was it the orange?
I had the
No,
Altima.
silver.
I think I had the Altima.
No, it was
No,
Lincoln.
no.
Oh, the Lincoln.
Yeah.
The blue Lincoln.
Yeah, you had that.
Sky blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Sean was the only person allowed in my car. So I used to be like, "Hey, Sean, I'm gonna meet you at the bus stop." So I used to drive to the bus stop, pick up Sean while all the other kids waiting outside. They're like, "Hey, let me get a ride." Nope. Skirt. Oh, Sean was the only one allowed. Sean would come over to the house every day after school.
Every day.
Every day after school.
Giving Reese the blues. Giving Reese the blues.
We,
Damn near drowned him in the pool.
yeah, it was bad, bro.
Hey, but I thought Reese was gonna hate me, but me and Reese always be cool. It's been cool. Okay, so just a little background on how we all know each other, and I think we should move into, now that y'all kind of got a, wait, before we go there, so Snug wasn't part of Fab Five, was he?
Mm-mm.
You know, in high school, you got a million different clique names and all that. So we all had cliques, and one of our clique names was Fab 5 We had Magic and we had Mob. So you know,
Mine was Magic. That's when I came.
Magic, Mac and all girls in class. So, you know, we always, these always been my dogs. You know what I mean? And yes, we was close in high school, but I think we really locked in and really became a unit once we graduated, because then we got to see, you know, everybody, we got a lot of friends, but after high school, we graduated, you know, y'all go to college, play football, y'all move away, but we still stayed locked in and stayed as a unit. As everybody fell off, all the friends and acquaintances that we had, they all kind of fell by the wayside, you know, or even if not for good or bad reasons, just
grew apart.
you know, grew apart. But
life has happened, so.
Perfect way to say it. Life happened, but we stayed locked in. So I like to put emphasis on that. And then I don't even remember when the group chat got started, or who started.
I think did you start that?
Maybe I started last time. I think so, but I don't know. I think so. I think I did start because we all. I don't know why I started. We was all chopping it up.
It had to be after your.
Cap was in it too.
Cap,
a while back.
yes, Cap. Cap was in it.
Yep.
Cap was in it.
I can't remember when we started. I think after one of my first show, maybe. I don't remember.
No.
I don't remember why I started or what.
I think it's because, again, we was locked in, and it was a certain point when we started having kids and our family started.
Yeah,
growing,
that's what
and
it
then,
was.
you
Like
know,
having
kinda-
parties, so you can, instead of me texting you individuals like, "Hey man, party today," you know, about to start that way. But then it grew into something deeper. A place where we can vent and be vulnerable and talk about life.
Because
man.
you know, when you having kids and you getting married, your time to kick it with your boys
Right.
comes to a minimum. You know, so it's rather than, because we had locked in and became a unit, we recognized that yes, these are my friends, but I don't even think we say friends now. We say brothers.
Yeah,
you
we
know,
want to say friends over
these
with.
are my brothers.
Nope.
Yeah.
When I tell my kids, I reference y'all. Y'all are my kids' uncles.
Uncles, yep.
Yep.
You know what I
They
mean?
call all y'all. My boys call all y'all uncle.
Yep.
So rather than, because we didn't have that time
Or
to kick it no
goddad.
more, I think
Goddad.
Mac felt it important because of the unit that we had. We still need to stay in communication, so we started a group chat.
For sure, most definitely.
So that's a testament. And then in that group chat, Mac one day was like, "Hey y'all, I wanna start a podcast."
Yeah.
So
It's been like a year in the making or so.
Man, it's
Probably
been
longer than
time.
that, probably.
Nah, probably longer than that.
Yo.
The ideas came up, man. I don't know, because like we like cigars, smoke cigars, and I feel like the cigars bring us closer. If that makes sense. The reason being is when you smoke a cigar, you chilling with your boys. It's the lounge, the vibe. Anytime you smoke a cigar, it's such a calming, safe environment to where you're guarded. You're not looking at your shoulder. You're just chopping it up, and
Therapeutic.
it's therapeutic, yeah. And words start flowing. You know what I mean? And things you would never say, you keep yourself. You start saying it. You feel comfortable saying, not to everybody, of course, but people that you've been around forever start saying it, and layers start getting peeled off, onions start coming out, tears.
I think that's the first time when we started talking about being vulnerable,
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
which
most
was
definitely.
completely new to me.
Most definitely. Me too.
Yeah.
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 Ain't have
Because
the opportunity to be vulnerable.
Mac, right? Like that environment of the cigar, like we known each other since we was little, but all of our every time it was fun.
It was fun.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The
And
positive
then
side.
that's when these serious talks, and like Mac just said, these layers started to get peeled back. So
The life talks is different.
Yeah.
It's easy to be around people when you having fun, you kicking it, you got parties or whatever. But it's hard to talk about life because life is life's not easy. You know what I mean? So and some people, like for myself, it's hard for me to bring any kind of, I want to say negative energy, but energy is not going to benefit nobody, because if it's not going to benefit you, I don't want to bring that to you because I don't want to mess up your world like
Burden
that.
you or anything.
Yeah, burden you. Yeah, I definitely. I don't want to be a burden to
I
nobody.
hate when you say that.
I
too,
know,
bro.
I know,
hate
but
when
it's
you
just
say that.
it's something that's always I've instilled myself over my childhood and years and growing up. I've always had to put everything and hide internally or put it under the rug, and make sure everybody's happy, and I put a smile on my face. You know what I mean? So I think just being around that, being around that cigar line, being around my boys, period. I think if we didn't have cigars, being us in the environment, a safe environment, it would have came about. But yeah, I wanted to start the podcast. I feel like our conversation was so important and so powerful. When we left from talking, like it could be 2 hours, we done talk. I feel like I can take on the world. And I feel like all our talks we had, the gems we dropped, it could benefit the world. It touched somebody that could be going through the same thing we going through. Everybody has a different perspective of life.
Because legit, the conversations that we have, whether it's even the conversations that we have just sitting here, we talk like this when we don't have these mics.
Yeah, all the
like
time.
this is just us.
And that's why I wanted to touch on what I missed when I left the Cigar Down.
Yeah.
So they know that it's not just a show. This is our life. This
I
is
know,
what
I
we
see
do.
it.
This
real
is
talk.
us, bro.
No, it's family, bro. For
We was
real.
talking for another 2.5 hours after you left.
No, for real.
That's why I wanted to mention that. So, and Mac, you recognize the fact that these conversations that we having, they're not regular,
Not at all.
and you felt that they could benefit somebody.
Yeah, I'm always I'm real big on inspiring, right? But for me, inspiring I wouldn't reach my full potential. The reason being I say that is I was scared to let my guard down to really say how I felt and really show what I've been through. In order for me to really inspire, touch somebody, I really gotta be genuine and organic. So me breaking down those barriers and talking to my guys, really going full throttle and really let everything out. I'm like, man, somebody can benefit from this. I know somebody going through the things I've been through in life. But they feel like they have no outlet, so they don't want to be here. You know what I mean? It's been a couple times I don't want to be here. You know what I mean? But just talking to my guys, talking to people, you see like people do care about you. You are important. Guy's name Baron Darius. He got a quote. He says, "The world will not spin the same without you." And that's like some of the most powerful quotes of my life, because people don't understand, like, bro, you're important to somebody. You know what I mean? Like life
effect.
Yeah, life gets dark. Life gets extremely dark. So you never know. We walk past somebody and you say what up to them or how you doing, have a good day. That changed their entire life. So us talking, you guys tuning in and listening, I hope we touch somebody's life, man, because you are very important. You are loved. And again, like my boy Brandera said, the world will not spin the same without you. It's important.
So Mac put it in the group chat. Hey, I want to start a podcast. Snug, what made you jump on board with the idea?
At first, I'm like, I'm cool, you know what I mean? I study and shit. I don't want to be on camera. You know what I mean? And they was like, no, bro, come on, please, bro, come on. I'm like, all right, cool, bro. And then he brought up my situations, you know, with me and Bray and my son's mom or whatever. And he's like, bro, like, there's a man out there who's going through that, who don't know how to handle it.
Right.
It was like, you've been through everything with that one situation. Like, you know what I mean? So like you could touch somebody out there who's going through it too.
Yeah, important.
So I was like, all right, bet I'll do it with you. You know what I mean? Have a little fun with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I jumped on board simply because I never had social media. I don't do social media. I don't have a personal page. I'm a very private individual. I don't like to tell my business whether it's good or bad. You know what I mean? That's why, like, when we was posting some of our clips, y'all say, Zach Moe always be like, dang, y'all got Shiny P out.
Yeah,
because, and people don't see me. I don't go out. I think I only been to a couple house parties.
Yeah.
And probably barely ever touched the clubs out here. So
Yeah.
I'm a very closed off individual.
Some
So-
game nights though.
When Mac was like, "Hey, let's start a podcast," I'm right with you, Snug. I'm like, what? No, I'm not with all that. But then wanted to support my dog. You know what I mean? Like, I can't leave my dog hanging. So that was my first reason for wanting to or agreeing to do a podcast. But then when we started going to, because like you said, it's been a year plus in the making.
A year plus in the making.
While we going to these cigar lounges, mind you, that's the first time that I think that's when a lot of us found out that, I think we thought D-Mac was the first one smoking cigars. Come to find out, Snug.
Yeah, I thought it was you. It was
Come
Snug.
to find out, Snug was a connoisseur already.
Big dog in there.
So as we, and that was my first time ever smoking a cigar. So come to find out, while we having these conversations, it's like, okay, these are some real in-depth talks that we have, you know what I mean? And not having a father in my life, or to be honest, any older male figures, like, I got a big brother, but we don't really talk like that. We
Yeah.
don't have conversations like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So, and it's crazy because my mom did an amazing job. My sister, I call her my second mom, right? But I was like 19, 20. I was living on my own. And it was something that had happened. And me being an analytical person that I am, I go home and I'm analyzing the conversation or the situation. And I'm thinking to myself, like I just had an epiphany, like damn, Deshaun, you like not it like it was bad, but I was like, damn, bro, you kind of handle that like a girl, like a woman would. Like that's not how a man would handle that. Like, so as we having these conversations of young men or boys growing into men, I realized that these conversations were important and they were doing a lot more for me than I expected them to. So then it was just like, okay, yeah, agreeing to do this podcast was just an opportunity for me to have more of those conversations with my dogs so I can be a better man to impart this knowledge on my son, on my daughter,
Right.
be a better husband to my wife.
Yeah, keep evolving.
You know what I mean? So I saw it was important for me to, it just was another opportunity for me to be around my friends, who I call my brothers, because again, we can't kick it like we used to.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was like, yeah, I think it would benefit me and a whole bunch of other people simply just for selfish reasons, to be around my brothers more and have these conversations to where I can open up and have these vulnerable conversations that men don't normally have. And if you do have them, you're not having them with your friends.
Yeah.
You know, you
Right.
want to seem cool. So,
Yeah.
you know, that's why
Pillow talking.
that's why I agreed to do the
pillow
podcast.
talking.
I saw something greater than, I'm not even thinking about views or anything. Like I'm just
Right.
focused on, I want this time with my brothers.
Yeah.
So,
So before I get into mine, Sean, you also mentioned that you're like a very like private person.
yeah.
I think we all agree like you have a wealth of knowledge that a lot of people don't have, homie. And so
Appreciate that.
with this,
Facts.
like I think it'll help people see you in like a different, like, because people don't see you like that. But homie, you got so much knowledge, like it has to be given out there, which kind of leads into mine and like why I want to do this podcast. I've done like public speaking and stuff before, and Dave and I even talked about like. Dave was like, man, you need to go talk more. You need to do this. You need to do this, blah, blah, blah.
Hold on, real quick. Public speaking. I want y'all to understand how special my dog is, right? You went to speak somewhere. I think it was like an armed forces graduation.
Shepherd's Air Force Base
Right.
down in Texas, invited me out to be the keynote speaker at their annual award ceremony.
The keynote speaker, right? Speak on the history of the speakers that they have, and you being the first.
I was the first person ever in the history of that Air Force Base to be keynote speaker who was not an actual member of the armed forces.
First civilian.
Ever.
Okay, so that's just so y'all see how special my dog is. You know what I'm saying? Right, go ahead.
But I know I have a story, and I grew up like with a lot of trials, and the thing that helped me the most get through them was talking about it and expressing and being vulnerable with anybody who would essentially listen. And then that kind of evolved to being vulnerable and talking to people who needed to hear it.
Facts.
And then I know a lot of especially making it pro. You know, we have a lot of people now who are like, you know, like I'm a pro athlete, but I'm not a role model. I'm not this, I'm not that. And I never saw me personally as that. I always felt like I'm one of the, if you think about it statistically, there's as much talent as we have in Vegas. There's not a lot of us who really made it out professionally.
Facts.
You know, we become successful in whatever field, like, you know, we venture upon, but professionally, that's one of the easiest ways for a kid to look at you and say, oh, look at this person.
Facts.
So the fact that I made it out, I was like, I got to take this. I've been given something precious, and I gotta hold on to this, and I gotta do right by it. And so in
So-
terms of wanting to do the podcast,
Before you get
Yeah.
there, because I like to, brag on us a little bit. It's not a lot of people who made it out of Vegas, right? But which high school
oh, Cheyenne.
bred the most professional athletes?
Up until recent years, it was Cheyenne High School.
Come on now, it just,
Yeah.
All right, my bad. Just,
But
go ahead.
I feel like what I've gone through in my experience, like you said earlier, somebody has gone through that.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't know. Well, they're going through it. They just don't know how to navigate through it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like I got to be an unlicensed therapist for somebody.
Or pencil sharpener.
I can, homie, I can be the pencil sharpener.
Man, I'm so mad you can't remember the
hold
bar,
on,
though.
hold on. You got to elaborate on that, homie.
I need to
You
hear
gotta
the
elaborate
bar,
on that,
bro.
bro. You got to elaborate on that, bro.
All right, so hold on, let me get a minute.
Nobody smell that phone can.
Anybody smell your breath through the Bluetooth?
So no, the pistol sharpener.
You got to get the mic, bro.
Analogy. They can hear me. It carries. You know what I mean? But the it was either on a podcast or in a book. He had said humans are like a pencil sharpener and a pencil. Old pencil sharpener though. If that is thrown in a pencil sharpener and you turning it, it does what?
It sharpens the pencil.
Right. But what does the pencil do?
Shaving off layers.
Right. So as humans, if we're
So
trying to sharpen up,
so a certain
I'm the pencil, y'all are the
okay,
pencil
okay.
sharpeners.
okay.
But for me to get sharper, that negativity or miseducation or whatever has to be shed off, so I could be sharpened.
Like iron sharp irons. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
That's
sharpen
way
iron.
better
Yeah.
than an onion peeling back
Yeah,
layers. That's way better.
Onions.
Okay,
Yeah.
and that's better than the iron sharpers.
Yeah, I
iron.
like that.
okay.
So, so it was fire.
I like
Yeah.
that.
So I'm like, oh, okay.
But yeah, that's in a sense, that's me just trying to have every opportunity to be a voice or a beacon for anybody who needs to hear it.
Okay. So, thank you, Mac, for
Putting
pushing
this-
us
Yep.
and bringing me and Snug, or even DJ, I don't know DJ, but I definitely know me and Snug, pulling us out of our comfort zone to be here in front of these cameras
For sure.
and speak our truths. So,
Important, man. It's important.
the name of our podcast is Not Your Average. Who came? Do we know who came up? You came up with that? Talk to us, man.
Mac
Talk to everybody. Let us know how you
So, man,
how you came up with that.
so Not Your Average, again, came about, it was kind of around the
I
same
remember
time.
now. He was like, I want to start a podcast,
Yeah.
and I think it should be called.
Not Your Average. I feel like we're not the status quo. As a black man, I'm about to speaking as a black man. I ain't the status quo. I don't look like what I've been through.
What?
Says who?
What?
Yes.
What?
I do not look like what I've been through, and I've embraced everything that's came my way, and I've tacked it head on. A lot of people could have folded, but I didn't. I feel like I had so many people depending on me, and at the time it was like my adrenaline, it was my vice. I needed somebody to depend on me in order for me to go forward in life. That made me get out of my comfort zone, made me just keep going, and not quitting. And I wasn't able to just do the bare minimum because the bare minimum wasn't going to feed my family. You know, I have to do more than the bare minimum. And I think that's why it's the way I am now. Is I feel like
That's a
a lot of things we go through in life. We go through, and you get to do the bare minimum. You get the bare minimum results. If you want great results, you got to do a little bit more extra. So that's why Not Your Average came in my head. I'm like, I'm not average, and people I hang out with is not average. I feel like everybody here, I can take from somebody. You know what I mean? If that was the case, it wasn't the case. If I was smartest man in this crew and everything, I'll be in a cage. And then they're my dogs, but I see y'all, every now and then. But I feel I could take something from everybody here and become better, a better husband, a better male, a better father, a better coach, a better David, a better son, better everything. So,
Hey, Lou, can we make that the podcast name? The bare minimum is not gonna feed my family.
yeah.
That's
So
a bar.
it's big on that. So that's why Not Your Average really popped up, because I'm trying to do better than good enough. I think Drake said that. And people say do better than good enough, but I feel like we gotta do great things to make your legacy stronger in this world and inspire. In order to inspire, people have to see the greatness in you, and that's why Not Your Average came out.
So I remember, and I like to touch on this because we spoke about it the other night at the lounge, but we was talking about the name of the podcast, and to me, it made sense because it was Not Your Average, and I think it was with a period, and it made, or even if it didn't have a period, it made sense to me to add what they call it, ellipsis.
3 periods.
That is.
Dot.
Wait, to add the ellipsis, I think is what they call, or Not Your Average with ... right? Which shows in a continuation of something. And I thought it was important to add that because not your average what?
Right.
You know what I mean? And that can encompass many different topics.
Sure. Not your average
Electrician,
woman,
police
not
officer,
your average
coach,
not your average husband, not your average son, not your average person. Like it's
anything.
you know what I mean? Not your average wife, not your average woman. It's just, it could be so many different things. Not your average is not specific just to us. It's to everybody. It's to push. We push not to everybody that it's okay to fail, because when you fail, it's the avenue to success. You have to fail in order to succeed. You have to fail in order to succeed. You have to go through it and grow through it. You know what I mean? It's important that we push that out, not to be average, because man, it's so many great minds in this world, and we're so big on this doing the bare minimum, not being a spotlight, and being scared to fail, and we became average. If you're not scared to fail, you become greater than average, not your average. You know what I mean? So I'm real big on pushing that. I mean, to embrace the failure.
And I think it's not even to not get the message misconstrued. It's not about being average. It's about not being complacent with being average and striving to be greater. So that ... I think it opens up the conversation more to many different topics that we can have.
For sure.
For
sure.
And when we was talking about it and I threw that idea out there, this was just me being me, throwing out ideas, and the way y'all reacted to it was not what I expected. But as we talked through it more, it just made a lot of sense, and it gave us room and more topics to have a broader range of
touch everybody. That's
What
the
you
goal.
expected?
Because that's who I am. Like I say, I don't like to say playing devil's advocate. I like to say offering a difference of opinion. So that's just naturally what I do. I just like to poke. So to be honest, when I threw it out there, I guess I wasn't expecting anything. I just was not expecting y'all to grab it
like that. That was fire.
It was fire.
But
I was like, ooh,
Yeah.
I said, ooh,
I
that
just
made a lot of
thought
sense.
it made a lot of sense.
It's
So
like, yeah, we're not done here. Just keep going. Yeah, that's fire.
So what did you think of the name when D-Mac dropped it in there in the group chat? Like, hey, I want it to be called this. How did you feel about the Not Your Average?
No, I loved it right away. Just because if I think about me personally, I never want to be average. I never want to be complacent. And then, like I said, when I think about us as a unit, I don't think any of us are average. What we do, who we are, how we rock, how we vibe, how we maneuver,
Right.
nothing's average about it.
Right.
So it was. I loved it.
What about you, Snug? How did you feel about it?
It threw me off for a little bit. I'm like, average. I always thought we were like kind of average in a good way.
That's what.
So I was
Go
lost,
ahead.
like after average. And I went home, talked to Ash about it, and she was like, yeah. And she was like, no, y'all ain't average because this is that. I'm like, oh, I always thought that was,
The norm.
Average.
kind of average. She was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
things y'all are doing, kids are doing things too. Y'all are part of all of that. And that's not very average. And I'm like, okay. And then Asher brought up me being a young father, having Bray, and then growing up and being who he is now at that time was not average for our age group. What I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, oh,
I like
I'm
that.
with it. So
Because
Yeah.
that speaks to how great of an individual you are. Like you're not even realizing how great you are because you steady pushing to be better,
mm-hmm.
not even realizing in the moment you already above average.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's dope, and I think it's dope that you got somebody in your corner who can recognize that about you and your group of friends
Yep.
to help encourage that. So
You know what's still crazy too? I know for the longest, for the longest, I wanted to be average. And the reason I say that is the stuff I had to go through and take care of everybody. I just wanted to be on the radar. I'm like, man, I just want to just be David,
makes
be
sense, though.
myself, bro. Like,
That makes sense.
I just want to be myself. Like I went to play football in college. I could have played Arizona, California, somewhere. I went to Minnesota. I went far.
What age was this when you was feeling like I just want to be average?
I would say when I graduated high school. That's when when me and him in the tunnel, and I didn't, my mom was there, and my dad was in there, you know what I mean? So I was like, man, I always feel like I got shortchanged in life. So him not being here, him not being there, I'm just like, man, I'm gonna take care of everybody my whole life. I feel like I just want to be me. I want to do my own thing. So I went to Minnesota, and God got a way of showing you that your journey's not done yet. Your mission isn't complete yet. So I went to Minnesota my freshman year, started, did my thing, met some good friends. I get a call in February. Your mom had a bad car accident. She never walked again. So I was like,
Remember that?
I was like, wow. So my dad passed when I was 5. He had a bad heart. And before he passed, his last words was, take care of your mom, take care of your brother. I was 5 years old. I'll never forget that. So when I got the phone call, that's the first thing popped in my head. I was like, all right, well, here's what it is. To my coaches, like, I got to go back, coach. Like, what's going on in Vegas? Like, my mom got in a bad car accident, blase, take care of mom, take care of my mom, take care of my brother, take care of my sister. So I was angry, you know what I mean? I was angry. I came back. I was so mad, bro. It's just, not even mad. Nobody's mad at. I'm gonna say I was mad at God, bro. I'm in front. I'm like, man, I've been a great dude my whole life. I'm gonna take care. I try to take care of everybody. Blah blah. I just want to do me. I just want to chill. I just want to. You feel me? But like, you don't put more in you can handle. So by me bringing me back, I had to go over and beyond to make sure mom was eating, my brother was eating, my sister was eating. She was bed rest for 2 years before she got surgery and metal on her legs. She could walk a little. She walking now better. My brother's successful. My sister's great. But I had to come out that comfort zone. I had to, I guess, peel back that layer and become I won't say a butterfly, but metamorphose, evolve into a greater person in order to be successful for them. I couldn't do the bare minimum or anything average, or they wasn't gonna eat. You know what I mean? So I had to do what I had to do. But it came to a point where I just wanted to be average. Mm-hmm. And God was like, nah, your purpose on earth is not to be average. Your purpose on earth is to inspire somebody. And somebody's listening to your story. Somebody's watching, you don't even know. And you're giving them hope that things will get better and they will succeed. So that's where it came from.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah, bro.
So anything y'all want to touch on in regards to the podcast name or anything I might have
No.
missed? Okay. So I think we should talk about because again our message is not saying that there's anything wrong with being average, because again, like Snug mentioned, when he first heard it, he wasn't really feeling, because he was like, we all average, you know what I mean? But I think what we're really trying to push out to the masses and to the people in our audience is not being satisfied with that.
Yeah.
Always pushing for more, right? So I want to ask to the group, what kept everybody from settling? You know what I mean? I think I'm going to start with you, because you said at one point that's what you wanted. You wanted to be average. Mm-hmm. And you said this was when you graduated, right? When did your mind flame flip from, okay, no, I don't want to be average no more. I want to push. When and what caused you to change your mindset?
I think what caused me to change my mindset was when I came home, bro. Honestly, when I came home, like, so before I left for college, I was already doing things I was just way above. I think I came home and then I seen my mom in the bed, and face burnt out. I just seen that, and it just flashbacks and stuff. I'm like, this is a nightmare, bro. This is a nightmare. I'm in a nightmare, and from that point on, that carried me to where I'm at today, and to always and forever accomplish the goal, finish the mission, finish whatever it is. You will know when the mission is complete, and not just finish it, but go over and beyond to make sure it is 100% complete. You know, but that was a nightmare going through that. You know what I mean?
So seeing your mom on the bed,
yeah,
you thought to yourself, well, like, I got to step it up now? Or?
Yeah.
And then you realize, like, okay, average, I guess, like you just said, average ain't gonna feed.
Feed them.
You know, my mom out the picture. I need to step it up.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what. Okay. What about you, Snug? What kept you from settling?
I think it was the wife, moms, and my grandma. You know, pops too, and my little brother was like, you know, you have a better purpose, and then it was like at that time I had a bunch of ideas saying, you know, I could do this and that. And when I had got called by no, I had met Officer Cook.
Cook.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now he's a K9 officer.
Mhm.
Never applied for no department or anything, which they called me and was like, hey man, here's an opportunity, this and that. And my first thing was, how much y'all make? You know what I mean? I didn't
Hey,
have
facts,
no other
though.
questions. And, you know, he gave me the price, and I'm like, all right, cool. Hung up with him, called up Ash. Ash was like, yeah, handle that. I'm like, all right, cool. Called up moms and grandma. They was like, yeah, do it. I'm like, all right, I'll try it out.
Got the blessings.
And then everybody's like, all right, push. And everybody was trying to have Xavier do it first, because, you know, Xavier's build and everything else, like, he's perfect. You know what I mean? He's perfect. Perfect.
He's not perfect.
All right, I'm sorry.
I can't stand him.
It's hard to you, you know, yeah.
I dislike all his pictures. I flag all his posts.
But yeah, so they was pushing me, and then me, Davey, and Montreal, we went to I think it was called like NTG Nike Camp in Arizona.
Oh yeah.
Something like
Yeah.
that.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So going out there was a conversation that was had, because at the time I was the only one who had a kid, you know.
Yeah.
And then being with Montreal, he is like my voice of reason. So if he's like, hey man, you know, here it is, like, we're gonna do it, I'm in it all the way. You know what I mean?
Bro, I'm so jealous when you speak on Montreal, because that's just some shit I never had in my life.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't have uncles and shit like
Yeah.
that. And real quick to jump in,
What's up?
it was my couple of my homies, they brothers, they was having a conversation about them being mad at their dad and all this shit, right? And I just looked at them. I was like, bro, y'all stupid. And they was like, what?
Boy,
Yeah.
listen.
Boy,
That's a
I
whole.
wish I
I
had
said,
one.
bro,
Listen,
I said, y'all
I
don't
said have it for a longer
understand how
time,
much
so-
I wish I had a dad I could be
Boy.
mad at and to argue with.
Bro, that was me. That was me with a mom growing up.
So
I wish. I digress.
I hope you know what I'm saying. I hope you realize how
'Cause that's a
blessed
whole
you
nother
are to have
conversation.
somebody like Trail in your
Yeah.
corner. That's dope as hell, bro.
So yeah,
bro, 100%.
so then everybody was on board and was like, yo, have any help, you know, just, you know, hit me up and I'll be there. I'm like, all right, cool. And then going through the whole process, everybody didn't know, but Ash handled a whole lot with Bray. Ash and moms, like, they had that, and they was like, look, don't worry about him, you know, going to school, going to practice.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, cool. And then in the academy, I think Bray, like, he solidified it. That, like, hey, Dad, like, you know, it's cool to be absent for right now. You know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, cool. And, you know,
That's deep.
there was family days at the academy where he was, like, seeing things I was doing, and
Yeah.
he was like, yo, that's kind of cool, Dad. I'm like, oh, for real? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, all right, cool. So it was
Motivation.
basically family, you know, who pushed me to, like, not be average or not to
Settle.
settle.
Did that let a huge weight off your shoulders hearing Bray tell you that? Like, it's okay, Dad, to be at.
He showed me in, like, ways and stuff, like, you know, in the fucking academy, there was like things that we had to practice on. And handcuffing, Bray was like, I'm ready. I'm ready. Handcuffs me, you know what I
That's
mean?
dope.
And
That's
he's
dope.
fighting with me and all that, and, you know, he made it fun. So I'm like, okay. So, but in like those moments, I got like, all right, he gets it. You know what I mean?
That's dope.
So,
fire.
and then Bray was on Ash and Mom's ass, like, hey, video this. You know, Dad want to see this. So video, and I'm like, all right. So I was getting
That's dope.
hella pictures, hella videos, and so yeah.
My boy got a solid
Family.
unit. Okay, DJ, you touched on it a little bit. I think in one of your low key viral clips.
For me, it was really two instances. One was getting cut by the Panthers. That was a turning point because that taught me the biggest lessons about complacency
Yeah.
and just being cool and just I've arrived, and it taught me that, and it's a true thing. Like when people say, it's hard to get to the NFL, it's harder to stay there. And so that really taught me a lesson about like, yeah, I made it here, but it's even harder to stay here.
Copy.
And so I never, even after that, like even if when I got cut by the Dolphins or I got cut by the 49ers, like I was at peace because getting cut by Carolina taught me a lesson of always grind, like never settle, never, you know what I'm saying? Like I put everything out there. So when I get cut, hey, I did everything that I could possibly do. Everything in my control, I took care of.
Yeah, that's not average at all.
Yeah.
For somebody to say when you got cut, you was at peace.
Because I knew I gave everything.
That's not.
I gave everything. I did everything. Now I might have been frustrated because of it's a numbers game, it's a politics game, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But at least I knew that it wasn't because of me
Yeah.
and not making plays or not giving effort or anything like that. The other instance was, so that was professionally, and then a lot of times in my personal was it was sophomore year of college, so I think it was 2008. We're actually in Corvallis getting ready to play Oregon State the next day, and this was Reese and them senior year, so they lose to Bishop Gorman in the playoffs, and this is when Gorman actually started going on their state championship run. Reese dropped the interception in the end zone to that would have sealed the game. And so V calls me on the phone, hey, this is what happened with your brother. They just lost. Can you calm him down? Like, he's really going through it. So I'm in the hallway in the hotel room, and I'm talking to Reese, trying to calm him down. Like, bro, I know I've been there. It sucks, blah, blah, blah. And so he just, DJ, this sucks, man, blah, blah, blah. He's crying. And on top of that, I found out we got another brother.
Damn.
I said, what you say? And then I hear V in the background. She said, what? Phone hung up.
Oh.
So then I'm calling back, and I'm panicking in the hotel room. And so she calls me back, and she was like, yeah, Deej. So what happened was this little boy walks up. He's like 13, 14 at the time, onto the field after they lost the game. And he was like, hey, is your name Kyrese? He was like, yeah. Is Darian your dad? And Reese looked like, yeah, that's my dad. Oh, my name's John. I'm your little brother. After the game. And so it threw Reese for a loop and everybody. And so come to find out, he is my little brother. He's a product of my dad, not being faithful to moms. So I'm in the hotel room going through it. Like, my coaches got to come to the hall where I'm at. They got to console me. I'm yelling. I'm doing all this other stuff. Like, I can't even focus on the game the next day. And I remember saying, like, my mom died over this. My mom died over this. And so how could he do blah, blah, blah?
Right.
And so for me, from then on, like, and this is why I don't know why I do this stuff to myself. I intentionally put myself through stressful situations because I know that if I can get through it, I'm gonna be better on the other end. And so I intentionally went on a journey to figure out my mom and dad's relationship, who my mom was, who my dad was, blah, 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 all this other stuff. And it brought up a whole bunch of emotions that therapy, like when I was going through therapy, like put me through, it just came back. And so, but for me, that was a turning point because that's the moment where I said, like, when I become a father, I'm never going to do this. When I become a husband, I'm never going to be that type of husband. That was my turning point, and that's why I am the way that I am now with my boys.
Yeah.
Because I always look at, when my mom passed, I had my older sister, but it was also me and my brother who got shortchanged. Like you said, like you got the short end of the stick with your dad. I felt the same way. And so now I got 2 boys. And so I'm like, I'm never going to do to my boys what was done to me.
Facts.
And that is legit my biggest fear, is to not be here for those 2.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Okay.
About you,
Well,
bro?
for me, what kept me from settling was how I came into this world. My mom was a drug addict. I'm born in the 80s. Everybody know what was popping in the 80s, right?
Mhm.
I'm a crack baby. My mom, when she was pregnant with me, doing her thing. She was in the streets. She found out she was pregnant. She was going to her doctor's visit. The doctor told her, like, this baby not gonna make it. Ain't nothing we can do to save him. You doing what you doing, he's not gonna make it.
Mm-hmm.
This baby's not finna. But here I am. I came out, right?
Yeah.
So what kept me from settling was knowing, and that's what I appreciate my mom for having these conversations with
Yeah,
me.
being transparent.
I mean, being transparent. What kept me from settling was knowing that I shouldn't be here anyway.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So if
You're
I'm
a
here,
gift.
it's a reason why.
Bro,
I'm here.
mom's is dope, bro.
You're a
You
gift.
know what I mean?
She's always been dope to me,
Yeah,
bro.
you a
Always.
gift.
I love
Yeah.
mom. So if I'm here, it's a reason why I'm here, right? And I remember one of the most things that I'm proud of was in high school, I was what they call a natural helper.
Mhm.
A natural helper is like kids who going through stuff at home, getting abused or whatever, but they're not comfortable talking to their counselors or teachers about it. They have what they call natural helpers, where they can talk to other kids their age and students about it. Right? And you can't volunteer for this. You have
Right.
to.
Yep.
Teachers and administrators have to see something in you and recommend you.
They
to it, right?
identify you. Yeah.
So we go to a retreat and learning skills on how to be better at being a natural helper, right? And one of the segments that we were supposed to have, we were supposed to bring something that was special to us. So we talk about it, right? I forgot, right? But one thing, and I'm scrambling like, dang, what am I gonna talk about? I ain't bringing nothing. But I've always loved music. So I had my Walkman with me at the, and I'm old. I had a Walkman. I had my Walkman with me in my headphones. So I was like, I'm gonna just touch on that, like how much I love music. But I'm thinking about it some more, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just say I brought myself for this very reason of I shouldn't be here right now, right?
Mm.
So
Talk to him, Sean.
Talk to him, bro.
that's one of the things
that was
that kept me from settling is I'm not supposed to be here. So if it's a reason that I'm here and God felt it a reason to because she didn't stop. You know what I mean? When I was born, I didn't live with my mom for my first 4 years of my life because she was still doing what she was doing.
Yeah.
So for me to be brought into this world, it's a reason that I'm here. So I don't have time to be settling and be complacent with what I've achieved or whatever. You know what I mean? I have to keep striving because I feel as though if I'm doing that and if I'm settling, then I'm taking for granted the opportunity in this life that God granted me with.
Amen.
So that's
That's fine.
just to keep it short in a nutshell. That's
nice.
just what keeps me from
nice.
settling. Like I have to be. I'm grateful for the life I have. That's why it don't take much for me to be satisfied. I don't have to go out. I
Yeah,
don't have
exactly.
to have social media. Like, you know, a lot of people love the likes that they get because they get that. I don't need that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm a homebody. I'm okay with being in the house because I know that the life that I got, I shouldn't have anyway. So I'm grateful for it. You know what I mean? So that's what keeps me from settling is knowing that I'm not supposed to be. So I got to take
that, bro.
advantage of
Love
what
that,
I
bro.
got anyway.
Love that, bro.
So, wrapping it up real quick, I want everybody to touch on just as a little segue to, you know, go into the next episode. And for everybody who watches this, I would like for y'all to comment, you know,
Questions, anything.
drop a comment on the topic that I'm about to introduce here on, you know, something that, how y'all can relate to this topic or just.
It's gonna be a good one.
Just talk to us, you know, give us some feedback on what y'all
do it.
think. So I want to have everybody speak on just real quick, real brief, 2, 3, 4, you know, a nice little small, concise paragraph on. Dang, I kind of feel like I'm leaving though. Well, not really. Even for the women out there. So for us, I want to touch on becoming the man that we all needed growing up because we all didn't really have fathers who was around or. No, you had a father, but he, you know. So Yeah,
But
but
yeah,
it's
yeah,
still
he been around
becoming the
yeah.
man that you needed growing up. You know what I mean? What we lacked, not having that father, what we learned, and who we're choosing to be today as men. And for the women out there, drop in the comments of, you know, searching for the man as a husband and a partner that you feel you needed growing up or that you would want for your kids to have growing up. So just real quick, we're gonna start with you, DJ. Becoming the man that you needed growing up.
For me, I didn't realize until I was 26 that I did have a dad growing up in Delaney. But growing up, I couldn't see it. I always felt that I had an uncle, and I always looked for a mom, a dad in the house. So not growing up to be able to say mom and dad, like that's what I looked for. I guess for me it was I didn't grow up with, and I'm glad I didn't grow up with like gender roles or specifics like that because I didn't grow up in the house where the man was the what I say goes.
Yeah.
He was very flexible with how he was, kind of like standoffish at times, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Valencia was the one who really was like the dominant one.
Right.
But I also needed to know that I also wanted a dad growing up because mine was incarcerated. And so that's really what I wanted, and I didn't feel like I had it until later on.
So, real quick on the answer. So, what do you feel you're doing to become the man that you felt you needed before you realized?
Learning from experience, and I like to think of myself kind of like as a historian, whether it's sports, whether it's whatever it is. So like I'm going to learn the history of my past and everything so that I can better my future. And so I learned about who my biological father was. I learned about Delaney and his upbringing. I learned my late grandfather. Like I learned about how they were to move me forward. And so I don't mind digging up those old skeletons and all that stuff. I don't mind doing that in order to propel me forward.
Okay. Mac, becoming the man that you felt you needed growing up. Well, quick little synopsis on what you feel, the work you're putting in to become that man.
I think me becoming a man, I think I need it. I just feel like, like I said, my dad passed when I was 5, so me remembering when he was there, he took everything head on. You know what I mean? He didn't let emotions get the better of him. He was very strategic. He thought about things before he did them. He was very smart. I think me growing up without him, I needed that reassurance to not be so emotional. Cause I was emotional. Everything I did is like, I gotta do right now. Instead of me thinking, I was a very emotional. So I take that to where I was like, I was a male that feels right. I was a male, It took to where I started to see that the male was just acting off emotions, not thinking. And that's when I transitioned into a man. A man does what is right. You know what I mean? It sounds the same. A male does what feels right. A man does what is right. And that's what I needed, bro. I need that emotional guidance, and I didn't have it. So me pivoting now to my sons now is to I put this to my sons now. I say it all day. What's the difference between a male and a man? A male does what feels right. What's a man? A man does what is right. So they sound the same, but it can change. It can go from you being free in life to doing 30 years in prison. One emotional action can change your whole trajectory of life. So that's what I think I needed the most growing up was emotional guidance from a man.
And in the next episode, we'll have you dive in deeper into
For sure.
how you made that pivot from being a male to
For sure.
what. Snug, go ahead.
Mom was disciplined. Like Pops, he instilled that discipline in me, and I feel like if that would have came from mom, it would have been a whole different ball game. Because I think in middle school I was bigger than my mom, so mom didn't grab me up and doing all that. Pops was he's 6'4", like probably 280. You know what I mean? So I feel like he pushed that, and then like he's always been a man of little words.
Mm.
He's also one where if I'm on the field or whatever, I'm crying, he don't gotta say shit. He's look at me like, yo, oh my God, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
he didn't let me sit in my emotions.
Sorrow.
You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah. So that happened, and I feel like you don't really know what you need as a man until you have kids. Just
Boy.
because
Message.
you can't be the same man
Yeah.
you are with Nandi or with Jumpman or with Trey that you are with Braden. You know what I mean?
Facts.
So I feel that you learn your kids or whatever, and then you maneuver how they feel comfortable with. You know what I mean? And all the times it ain't gonna be roses and daisies all the time, but you know,
Hell no.
if I yell at Bray, I can't yell at
Yeah.
Victory like
Have
that.
Vic like that.
You know what I mean? So I feel like it's just it depends more on the child,
Okay.
on how you how you deliver
Yeah.
your
Message.
energy or message that's basically needed at that time.
I like that. I think for the next episode, for what I would like to hear from that, it was how you came to that realization of you don't know the man that you need to be until you have you elaborate on how you came to that realization.
Yeah.
So for me, just a quick little, mine's real simple. Becoming the man that I needed growing up was, like I said earlier, I didn't have no dad, I didn't have uncles or anybody who was around and present like that. So for me, being the man that I needed growing up is somebody who's present. You know what I mean? Being there for my nieces and nephews. Now that I have kids, just being there. You know,
I
just
saw your nephew
just-
earlier today.
Just being present, and to take that even further, because I'm a knowledge seeker, is having that knowledge that now that I'm present for my nieces and nephews and little cousins that we didn't have or that I didn't have growing up, having that knowledge that when I am around them and we haven't had conversations, knowledge that I can impart on them that I didn't get growing. So
Respect. Mad
So,
respect.
drop some likes, drop some comments for us. Give us your feedback on that specific topic. Like, comment, subscribe, follow us on all our socials. We definitely would appreciate your feedback. Let us know what you like, what you didn't like. Give us some ideas, some topics that y'all feel we can touch on. But with that,
Appreciate y'all.
a wrap.
Appreciate y'all, man. Hey,
Facts.
go be great
Not
in
Your
life.
Average Podcast.
Yep.
Again, I'm Snug. We got DJ here, Mac Truck, D Mac.
I'm Snug.
Oh yeah, I'm Deshaun.
Yeah.
That's Snug right there.
Right.
We got Mac Truck, D Mac, DJ, and that's Not Your Average Podcast. We're out.